Okay, finally got back here, do this compressor change. So we've got the recovery machine set up. Probably got, I don't know, 5 or 6 kilos in there, I would have thought, 4 kilos maybe. Or 22. So we'll get that took out. Okay, that's the replacement, the Maneurop, Danfoss Maneurop, MTZ44. It's got near enough the same. I think the other one was like 74 cc's and the other one was 76 or something like that. So it's in the ballpark. So the same duty is what we're replacing. I think the motor might be fractionally bigger, but it's difficult to cross-match different manufacturers' horsepower ratings. They're not always, accurate. They'll be different. One wholesaler's book might say it's a 3 horsepower, the other one might say it's a 3 1/4. That sort of thing. Anyway, it's quite a bit bigger than the one we're replacing, so hopefully we've got enough room on the chassis to be able to fit it on there. Worst case scenario, we'll have to put a bar across here and sit one of the legs, because this one's only got 3 feet and the other one's got 4, so we'll have to put some new bolts in there. But I think we've got enough room on the we put it as far this way as we can. I think it'll fit on there. We just have to probably move that discharge line over a bit, but we've got to rejig that anyway, so as long as it fits between that gap, we're laughing. Okay, we got about 4.6 kilos out of something, so it probably holds 5. We took it down to about half a vacuum. Then we put some nitrogen in there just to bring it up to about 5 psi. So we've got these disconnected. I don't think we're going to reuse them. We'll just bend them out of the way carefully in case we have to, because I'm pretty sure I've got some in the van. These are loose. So we've just got the 4 bolts on the chassis, so we'll get them undone, get this lifted out of the way, give that a bit of a wipe over so it's nice and clean, and then we just try and fit the new compressor up here and then work out what we're going to do with the pipe work and where we're going to drill and put some new bolts in. We might just go nuts and bolts on this because we can get to the underside, so why not? Might not be worth putting rib nuts in there, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a bit of a difference in size, but the duty should be the same. I think with these, you've got the motor at the top, and then you've got 2 pistons down the bottom, sort of side by side, just like it's like a semi-hermetic compressor, but in the can and tipped on its end. And I think with these ones, they're also twin cylinder, but they have got one off at this angle and one off on this angle, which is what makes them a lot bigger. If they were both in line, they wouldn't need to be surround. So effectively it's got to be this wide, it's got to be that wide to get fit 1 cylinder in, and then it's like, if you imagine you had another cylinder sticking out that way. Anyway, enough wearing. Okay, got that with a 3/4 to 5/8 reducer and then a 5/8 to 1/2 inch reducer. Got that bolted down, and that discharge line has worked out quite nicely. That's just going to probably just tweak it up a bit on that there, and it'll come in line with that. clearance there. Yeah, did a good job. It's a valve that just needs a bit more of a clean. It's just got a bit of a mark on it where the O-ring used to sit, and then that's the old O-ring. We have to dig that out of there. The rest of it should be okay. And we've got a seal kit. It does EVR 2, 3, 10 and 15. I think this is a 10. So hopefully we've still got the 10. I've got another one in there if I haven't, but hopefully we've got the right seal still in there. Put about 5 kilos in there, which is what I think the other one had, because I think the expansion valve is going to want opening up a bit. I've just been trying to work out. At -10, this stuff would be 48 psi. R22 would 48 psi would be at -4. So when it does get down to -10, that valve's going to be thinking it's evaporating at 4 when it's actually evaporating at -10. So your superheat is going to be lower at -10, so the valve's going to want to shut, I think. So we might tweak it open a bit. The orifice size is more or less identical for the duties kilowatt wise is the same, so the orifice is sized okay. It's just going to be the superheat setting. It's well, I say new valve, but it's been replaced. So it's not, well, they've both been replaced. That was someone's put a flare one in there. That's probably been in there. That one's probably been in there 20 years actually. I expect my dad fitted that. The original, I think they were flicker or something like that. They used to fail quite often. Anyway, we've got full side brass. Like I say, I think that valve wants tweaking open slightly, because we're actually getting some ice on that pipe. We're getting none on this one. I might give that half a turn open. Really, the easiest way to set these up is come back when it's got a full ice bank, and then you can just adjust that valve when it's got a good ice bank on, and it just ices up that pipe, just out of the, fairly out of the tank. Because the load on them is fairly constant. It's not like a walk-in cooler where they're really wide loads. It'll do a defrost and be heavily loaded. Somebody will leave the door open. This thing, when it's running well, the water's always going to be around 0. So it's always running from about -5 to -10. So they don't, they don't change a lot. Anyway, I think we'll give that a tweak. Wind it open a little bit. Let's get there, 4.8. just finished milking a little while ago, so should have caught up by tomorrow morning. Should have a full ice bank in there.